Hey guys, welcome into the video. This video is about protecting your corporate IT career as a conservative, or if you're living an alternative lifestyle. What do I mean by that? I'm not talking about LGBTQ++, the alphabet soup that follows. I'm talking about RV or van living. If you choose to live in a van, or maybe it's not by choice, how can you protect yourself and maintain your source of income? We're now in a time where thought crimes are a real thing. The book 1984 is 2018. The left is about diversity, just not diversity of opinion. And this is especially true if you live in California, and even more so if you're employed in the tech field. So in this video, I'm going to discuss a threat model, who the bad actors are, and ways that you can protect yourself. And this applies to anyone that doesn't fit into the groupthink in the corporate world, whether that be a political opinion. Maybe you lean to the right in your politics. For instance, maybe you think we shouldn't have open borders and we should be sending criminals back to their home country. And according to the new far left, that makes you an alt-right white supremacist. Maybe you live an alternative lifestyle here. And I'm talking about your thoughts on escaping the rent and mortgage matrix. Maybe you choose to live in a tiny house, an RV, or especially in a van. These two examples, politics and your lifestyle of choice, can make you stand out from the herd and any dissenting thought, especially in the corporate world. You want to avoid any ostracizing that allows you to be viewed as different, because you'll be chosen for sacrifice when times are tough. If there's any conflict that arises, people will choose sides, and they will always choose the side with someone that aligns with their value systems. Just like buffalo herds chased by hyenas in the wild, they choose to periodically let their slowest runner in the herd be sacrificed for the greater health of the entire herd. If you stand out in the corporate world, you're viewed as weak and you will be sacrificed. I've got 15 years of corporate experience, and I've got some lessons that I'd like to pass along to you so you can choose your level of prudence based on this threat model. So when I say threat model, what is a threat model? Wikipedia identifies it as a process by which potential threats can be identified, enumerated, and prioritized, all from a hypothetical attacker's point of view. Who are our hypothetical attackers here? Well, I would say that it would be your coworkers, your management, or SJWs, social justice warriors, anyone with a far left opinion on politics. The purpose of threat modeling is to provide defenders with a systematic analysis of the probable attacker's profile, the most likely attack vectors, and the assets most desired by an attacker. That's your income, your payroll. So let's first start off by determining who our attackers or our actors are. This way we can determine what level of safety is needed. The precautions you take all depend on your comfortability with a range of variables. So we aren't trying to protect ourselves from state actors because we aren't doing anything illegal here, and we still have the First Amendment. So there's no need to go to extreme lengths like purchasing an offshore VPN account in a country that doesn't store logs. We're not doing anything illegal. We're just protecting ourselves from management, SJWs, all these coworkers, okay? Our attackers, and that word can sound extreme, but it's just language used in the OPSEC and NetSec communities. You can search that term, and there's some great communities on Reddit that go into more details on operational security and network security. So our attackers in the corporate world are obviously HR and your management, to a certain extent your coworkers. And our goal is not to commit a thought crime. And if we think outside of the norms, we need to protect our privacy. The First Amendment doesn't apply at work, so what we're trying to do here is protect our livelihood for ourselves and our family. The first line of attack for a group thinker is to ostracize, publicly shame, with the kill being cutting off your income source. So an example is getting you into the HR hot seat and eliminated from the payroll. That's their satisfaction. Now that may sound extreme, but that's the reality of today, and there are some simple things you can do to protect yourself. The number one taboo thing to discuss at work is, of course, politics. Politics can be a wide range of topics, and you have to be careful here because news is considered politics. You may even need to call the president an orange Cheeto from time to time just to fit in. When a coworker is on an emotional tirade discussing their latest leftist media, quote, news article, they're being told what to think, and they're emotional about it. Never give a contradictory opinion that may expose yourself as not having voted for a Democrat. The best policy is just to say something like, yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? Can you believe that? Wow. I mean, just wow. Discussing your thoughts on van and RV living at work, in my experience, is a big no-no. I have a video that I received close to 130,000 views the last time I checked, and it's about how I was commuting to work in my RV and I was parking in the work parking lot, and I was called up to HR and I was told I had to move the vehicle, and that set a ticking time bomb in HR for me. It was only a matter of months before their praise and positive reviews turned into micromanaging and these ever-moving goalposts. And if you experience this, once you're written up and you're put on a review period, statistically you're as good as gone with the company, and it's just best to start looking for a new job. So that's what I did. I didn't want the blemish on my work experience. Now, your mileage may vary here. You may subscribe to group politics, or your coworkers may think it's neat or trendy that you're living a digital nomad lifestyle. But if you're a somewhat introverted person to begin with, or your custom build van is a little old looking and it may give off that like creepy vibe, you want to take some precautions here. These two topics are some that I've chosen to be prudent about and not reveal to an employer or employees. Now let's get into some actual suggestions that I have. Don't browse anything personal on a company-supplied laptop. If you must do non-related searches during work, do it on your own device like a laptop or a tablet. I prefer a phone because it's less obvious. If you do use a computer for unrelated work searches, make sure the screen isn't visible to coworkers or passerbys. You can buy screen protectors, also matte finish static overlays for your monitor to gain some additional privacy. So you don't want to let anyone see your screen on your phone, even if you're browsing, quote, news. Never listen to any talk radio where anyone can hear. I recommend using these Bluetooth earphones. You can even buy some that are small and tan colored that look like a hearing aid, and this helps obfuscate, keeps you looking like a productive employee. And as far as connecting to the corporate network or using a company provided laptop, just realize that you are potentially being recorded at all times. And there's an entire billions of dollars of an industry. Acronym is TDR, and that stands for Threat Detection and Response. This is especially true for larger corporations. The IT department will not disclose this, but there are traffic filters as well as malware installed directly on devices. Even if a website has the HTTPS green lock up in the browser, your traffic is oftentimes going through a man-in-the-middle attack. So for instance, Blue Coat makes a network appliance that installs third-party signed SSL certificates onto your computer and then performs a man-in-the-middle attack by decrypting the SSL stream, then performs filtering on that traffic looking for threats. When it's done, it re-encrypts the traffic and delivers it to your machine. So then you have that green lock in the browser. But don't be tricked there. They can search and sniff your traffic. Be aware that there's an entire, mostly hidden industry around monitoring employments. Be very suspicious of anything you do on corporate computers and how long you do it for. Everything is potentially monitored here, even keystrokes, mouse movements, the away time from your keyboard, even webcams, and the microphone on your computer. It uses speech to text to make everything you say on record and searchable by keywords. If you think that's sci-fi, that's just the world that we live in now. Amazon Web Services, they just came out with Amazon Transcribed service, which is a bulk speech-to-text service that makes everything you say within earshot of a corporate device potentially recorded. The main takeaway here is that Big Brother is watching, so don't let Big Brother know you aren't a dedicated corporate lemming, else your livelihood and future employment are at risk. As for personal devices, always use a VPN when connecting to a corporate Wi-Fi. You're just giving away details about yourself, and you're being data mined if you don't. Android and iOS apps are notorious for not using HTTPS and sending out network locations as clear text. Everything you do on your phone, if you don't encrypt the stream, is considered work content to HR. VPN services are an easy way to protect yourself. You don't need to go to great lengths finding an out-of-country VPN that will incur so much latency it'll be a pain to use. You just want to find one that's close to your location. What's good changes from time to time, so I'll update the description as time goes by with VPNs that are a good value, balance of price and speed. With a VPN, you can even go cheaper if you invest in the hardware. Consumer Asus routers have a pretty decent VPN server built in, and all you need to do is just use some private keys, email those to yourself, and install an open VPN or VPN client on your phone. So just don't go naked here. It's very important. I think the best advice here is keep your opinions for the voting booth. Keep looking the part of a corporate lemming, and keep your private life truly private. And as I said I would, I'll update the links in the description. And if you like the info I provided, please tell me so in a comment and share the video. You can also support my efforts by buying the products I mentioned in the links below. Remember guys, you've got a friend in Bayward. Thanks for watching.